Good morning, everyone. I am going to do distance on a coordinate plane today. We started our Pythagorean theorem unit. We are still going to use Pythagorean theorem when we solve these, but I will show you how we're going to use it. So remember that when we solve for C, we're going to have our square root of a squared plus b squared. The main difference today is that our A is going to be our x2 minus our x1 value of our coordinate, and our B is going to be our y2 minus y1 value of our coordinate. We'll still square them, just like in the formula, but we can find the distance between 2 points on a coordinate plane. So let's look at the first example. The first example doesn't look like the others. If you notice that this 2 points, they are actually in a straight horizontal line. So the kind of neat thing about that distance is you can actually just count the boxes in between them. So like this distance in between the 2 points. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that distance, our answer would be 5. So that one's probably the easiest one. Now, when you definitely notice that they make a diagonal line like they do here on number 2, we're actually going to do a Pythagorean theorem problem. So what I want to do is actually create a triangle. It can be below the line, it can be above, it doesn't matter. Still give you the same answer, but notice now that we have this lovely right triangle, and with the right triangle we can do Pythagorean theorem. So we're still looking for the distance of this blue line, the one in between the points. If you have it on a coordinate plane, you can count. Okay, count the boxes. 1, 2, 3. So that distance is 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just like yesterday, we're going to do 3 squared plus 5 squared, all under that square root sign. Okay, so stick that in your calculator. And your calculator will give you an answer of, where am I going to write this? I don't have much room. 5.83. And that would be your distance from this blue line here. Okay, but we use Pythagorean theorem to get that. So let's look at the distance between these 2 points. So again, I can make a triangle. Maybe I'll go up here because I have a little bit more room. So there's from here to here. It is a right triangle. There's 2, and there's 2 points here, 2 boxes. So I'm going to have 2 squared plus 2 squared, all under my square root sign. And that will give me, let me put it in the calculator, 2.82. Alrighty, so that's our answer for the next one. Let's try some more. Let me scroll down. All right, so we're going to connect these 2 points together. And yes, I know my line isn't drawn very well, but it does make a triangle. Count those boxes, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So we have the square root of 3 squared plus 3 squared. That's a plus sign. All right. So if you type that in your calculator, you will get 4.24. It is a really long decimal. We just bring it down to 2. So we want, this one's a little bit, I guess, stretched out triangle, huh? But we're still going to do the same process. We're going to go up 1. And then if we count how many we actually went over to make the other side length, the other leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So under our square root sign, you'll have 1 squared plus 5 squared. Okay, so type that into your calculator, 1 squared plus 5 squared, all under that square root. And you get 5.099. So 5.1 is what we'll call it. Or you can put 5.09. All right, our last one on our coordinate plane. So we're going to connect these 2 points. And make my triangle, even though I had a little bit of a curved line there. I have a 3 and I have 2. Okay, so your formula looks like this. The square root of 3 squared plus 2 squared. You type it in your calculator and you'll get 3.06. Okay. Now, what you could have done, because they did give you coordinates of these points, is you could have, like the example right up here, we could have taken our x values and subtracted them, and then plugged in our y values and subtracted them, and that would also give us our a and our b value. But on a coordinate plane, it's easy just to kind of count it. Okay. Tomorrow we will look at distance also and a little review of slope. So if you have any questions, please just get a hold of Mr. Joel or myself.